Watching Poland Daily Business. New government starts to operate this week, and very high on the agenda are renewables energy sources, especially the offshore. We'll talk more about this with Mariusz Marszałkowski of Business Alert. Sir, welcome to the show.
Welcome,
and
hello.
This offshore wind farms, this is a topic that I'm hearing about since about a decade or more, but still we don't have significant amount of such installation installed offshore, which is we have very good conditions to that. First of all, the Baltic Sea provides quite a nice amount of wind, and secondly, this is a shallow sea, so it's easy to anchor these wind farms on the bottom of the sea. But is the problem in capital expenditure? Is the problem in legal issues? The state has to allow that? Where is the main problem that we still don't have a significant amount of offshore wind in our electricity system?
I think that every of this reason, what you said, it's the reason of why we don't develop the offshore in with so speed like we want to do that. But I think the main problem is first the lack of infrastructure to transfer the energies, the electricity from north to the southern part of Poland, because we have to see that the most generation facilities in Poland in electricity generation is located on the southern part of the Poland. So we have to change. We have to invest in the all facilities to allow to transfer the production of electricity from the northern part of the Poland, from the coastline, from the harbor, to the southern part. It's the first thing. The second thing is a lack of the legal issues. So we have to prepare a bill which allow to create a legal basement for investment, because if we can see that in the strategy for development of offshore, we can see that the government want to have to the end of this decade 10 gigawatts of production from offshore. It's a huge amount, because if we look for, if we compare it with a plan of, for example, for developing of nuclear energy sector, we can see that in the nuclear energy sector, it's between 6 and 9 gigawatts to 2040. So it's a big difference. But another problem with to solving, it's a Baltic Sea location of the chemical weapon drops, because if we can see that after the Second World War, the Baltic Sea was treated by the Soviets, by the allies, Western allies, like a dump for the chemical weapons, and a lot of this stocks was dropped in the Polish exclusive economic zone. When right now we want to build this wind farms. So first, before the investment, before the development, before the construction phase, we have to very carefully research this area, because problem with the chemical weapon could appear in in every time when we want to start the construct phase. So it's very, 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 very important. And the third case is money, because from the one side we got a very, very developed sector of the mining. And the government, the companies, Polish energy companies, which have activities in the mining sector, spend a lot of money for to investment in the mining. And as we know, the coal it's below the selling of coal is below the level of production. So that the companies got a problem with finance. So if we spend the money for mining, which not give us a lot of money to invest in other location, there is a problem to search to find capital for investment in the offshore. So I think this is our three main problems for the Polish development of offshore sector.
But one more issue in this field. When we started to think about the offshore, we were talking about the turbines that had 2 to 4 megawatts capacity. Right now, those turbines that are on the market are about 13 megawatts per each installation. That sets the whole investment into different light, and giving the space, giving the investments provides quite a different economical reasoning for it. But obviously, you have to be able to store this power in order to distribute it over the country. So there is an actually experimental power magazine, power storage built in one of the northern places in order to store the offshore power. This will be probably the way to go.
Yes, we have to remember that 10 years ago, when the talks about the development of Polish offshore sector, we didn't know about possibility to storage energy in, for example, hydrogen. And right now, it's appear as a big chance for Poland to produce green hydrogen from wind farm, from on the offshore. But we have to remember that this technology is on the first stadium of development. So it's take maybe 5-10 years before we can start production of hydrogen. Let's say in the production in the like today we produce, for example, gasoline. So the one of the achievement to achieve, it's like you said, the energy storage. First from the battery, we can see an investment, for example, from Energa company in the battery, in the huge battery for 1 or 2 megawatts. And another example of storage is to produce from this energy to buy the electrolyzed hydrogen and storage it in, for example, today place where we storage natural gas. So I think in the next 10 years, maybe this is our advantage, because countries which create they offshore 10, 15, 20 years ago, they got, like you said, first lower produce energy turbine, 2-3 megawatts. We can install even 10, 13 megawatts right now. And the second thing, it's production of hydrogen. We can prepare facilities, we can prepare our legal issues to produce and to sell it, for example, abroad. Because right now Poland is on the 3rd place in the European Union and in the 5th place in the world in produce gray hydrogen. It's a hydrogen created in the petroleum production and in the chemical plants. But European Union want to produce a green hydrogen. So this offshore could be our chance to meet expectation of European Union in the next 20 years.
Right. It's good to know that hydrogen liquefies at minus 252 centigrade, and for some reason this is considered a hot issue. So Mariusz Marszałkowski, Business Alert, was our guest, sir. Thank you very much for this conversation, and we'll definitely be back to this energy business soon. That was it for Poland Daily Business. Please watch us tomorrow, same time.